Have you ever stood in the cereal aisle and picked up a box that proudly said low fat or heart healthy and thought, this must be the right choice? You're not alone. Many seniors reach for these boxes, believing they're choosing something that will help them live longer, stay slimmer, and protect their heart. But what if I told you that these healthy cereals, the ones marketed directly to older adults, may actually be harming your body more than helping it? Here's the truth. Just because something says low fat on the box doesn't mean it's good for you. In fact, many of these cereals are packed with hidden sugars, processed grains, and artificial ingredients that spike your blood sugar, drain your energy, and accelerate muscle loss, all without you even realizing it. After 60, your body becomes more sensitive to what you put into it. Every bite matters. And that first bite of the day, your breakfast, sets the tone for how your muscles function, how stable your blood sugar stays, and how much energy you'll have to enjoy your life. In this video, we're going to uncover the truth behind the low-fat cereal myth. You'll learn why these foods became so popular, what's actually inside them, and how they can negatively affect your health, especially if you're over 60. We'll also show you real examples of better, muscle-supporting breakfast options that taste great and actually fuel your body. This isn't about shame or fear, it's about awareness. When you understand what's really in those boxes, you can start making smarter choices. Choices that protect your strength, support your independence, and help you feel like yourself again. I know you are a person who likes to watch videos quietly. If you have not liked and subscribed to the channel, now is a good time to do it because you are a kind person. If the video is helpful, press 1. If the video is not good enough or needs improvement, press 2. Thanks everyone. Now let's get started. Number 1. Why low fat doesn't mean healthy. Mrs. Lorraine, a 72-year-old widow living in Michigan, had always tried to eat clean. After her husband passed away, she decided to take better care of herself and began paying more attention to the labels on her food. She read books on heart health, followed advice from health magazines, and filled her pantry with products labeled low-fat, cholesterol-free, and light. One of her go-to breakfasts was a bowl of low-fat cereal with skim milk. It was quick, convenient, and made her feel like she was doing the right thing. But despite her best efforts, Lorraine noticed something strange. She felt tired by mid-morning, often experienced brain fog, and had trouble maintaining her strength during her morning walks. At a recent checkup, her doctor mentioned that she had lost muscle mass and her blood sugar was less stable than before. "But I've been eating healthy," she protested. That's when the doctor gently explained a truth that changed how she looked at her breakfast. Low fat doesn't mean healthy. For decades, we've been taught that fat is the enemy. That cutting fat out of our diets will help us lose weight, protect our heart, and stay healthy. This idea became especially popular in the 1980s and 1990s, and many seniors like Lorraine still follow that advice today. But modern research has shown that not all fats are harmful. In fact, our bodies need certain healthy fats to function properly. And when manufacturers remove fat from a food like cereal, they usually replace it with extra sugar, refined starches, or artificial flavors to keep it tasting good. That low-fat label on the box might look reassuring, but it often hides a less healthy truth. You're eating empty carbs with very little nutrition. Fat plays a critical role in absorbing fat-soluble vitamins like A, D, E, and K, all of which are important for muscle strength, bone health, and immune function. It also helps us feel full and satisfied after a meal. Without it, your body may miss out on key nutrients, and you're more likely to feel hungry again soon, reaching for snacks or sugar to fill the gap. Worse yet, many low-fat cereals contain as much as 12 to 18 grams of sugar per serving, even when they appear healthy. This causes a spike in blood sugar, followed by a crash which leads to fatigue, cravings, and, over time, insulin resistance, a major factor in the development of type 2 diabetes. And for older adults, that drop in energy isn't just frustrating, it can be dangerous. When blood sugar crashes and energy dips, the risk of falls increases. Your body feels less stable, your balance shifts, and your muscles don't respond as well. The very breakfast meant to boost your day can quietly sabotage your stability and strength. When Lorraine heard this, she was surprised, even a little frustrated. "I was doing what I thought was right," she said, but she also felt empowered to try something new. She started replacing her low-fat cereal with a heartier breakfast. Sometimes scrambled eggs with avocado toast, other times Greek yogurt with berries and walnuts. She didn't give up convenience altogether. On busy mornings, she used a smoothie with protein powder, flaxseed, and almond butter. Within just a few weeks, she noticed she felt fuller longer, had more energy for her daily walk, and didn't crash by 10 a.m. Her doctor also noted a small improvement in her blood sugar stability, and best of all, Lorraine said, "I feel like I'm feeding my body what it really needs." So here's the truth. Low fat doesn't always mean low risk. Especially for seniors, healthy fats are not the enemy. They're allies in maintaining strength, supporting hormone balance, and helping your body absorb the nutrients it needs. When you remove fat from food, you're not just removing calories. You're often removing what makes food nourishing and satisfying. The next time you see a label that says low fat, take a closer look. Flip the box over. Check the sugar content. Look at the ingredients. Ask yourself, does this food nourish me, or is it just a clever marketing trick? In the next section, we'll go even deeper into one of the most dangerous parts of low-fat cereals, the hidden sugar that keeps you coming back for more while quietly wearing down your health. Number 2, the hidden sugar trap in healthy cereals. Mr. Clarence, a cheerful 76-year-old from Georgia, had always considered himself pretty smart when it came to food. After his retirement, he became more mindful of what he ate, especially when his doctor told him his blood sugar was a little high. Determined to do better, Clarence went to the grocery store and stocked up on what he thought were healthy options. Boxes of cereal that said low fat, whole grain, and lightly sweetened. Every morning, he poured himself a bowl with skim milk and felt proud knowing he was making a better choice. But over the next few months, instead of feeling more energized, he often felt groggy by late morning and found himself reaching for snacks before lunch. A follow-up checkup revealed something he didn't expect. His blood sugar had worsened. "I thought I was doing everything right," he said, shaking his head. That's when his doctor pulled out the cereal box he brought in and pointed to the fine print on the nutrition label. 12 grams of sugar per serving, and that's before adding milk. What Clarence didn't realize, and what many seniors don't, is that many so-called healthy cereals are packed with added sugars, even when the front of the box looks wholesome. In fact, low-fat and light cereals often rely on sugar to replace the flavor that fat provides. Without fat, these cereals taste bland, so manufacturers add sugar, sometimes in multiple forms, to keep them appealing. You might see ingredients like cane sugar, brown rice syrup, molasses, honey, fructose, or barley malt. All of these are different names for the same thing: added sugar. The problem? These sugars digest quickly, leading to a rapid spike in blood glucose, followed by a sudden crash. For younger people with stable insulin responses, that roller coaster might just cause a bit of drowsiness. But for older adults, especially those with prediabetes, diabetes, or insulin resistance, that spike and crash cycle can wreak havoc on the body. It can lead to mid-morning fatigue, poor focus, shakiness, irritability, and eventually more serious health consequences. Over time, consistently consuming cereals high in added sugar can contribute to increased belly fat, high triglycerides, inflammation, and accelerated muscle loss, all of which raise the risk of falls, frailty, and chronic disease. Clarence began paying closer attention to labels. He was shocked to find that some cereals with the words Smart Start or Natural Energy contained just as much sugar as a glazed donut, but were being marketed to people trying to make healthy choices. "It's like being tricked," he said. "They know we're trying to eat better, and they take advantage of that." But Clarence didn't stay discouraged. He switched to lower sugar options like plain oats, adding fresh fruit for natural sweetness. On other days, he'd eat a boiled egg with half a slice of whole grain toast and a few almonds on the side. He even found a low-sugar granola brand made with nuts and seeds that gave him the crunch he liked without the sugar bomb. Within 6 weeks, he noticed his cravings went down, his energy improved, and his doctor gave him the thumbs up for better blood sugar control. The key lesson is this: sugar hides in places we don't expect. And even when the packaging says healthy, the ingredients might tell a different story. For older adults, high sugar breakfasts are especially risky because they set the body on an unstable path for the entire day. If your morning meal is loaded with fast-digesting sugar and refined carbs, your energy won't last, your appetite will spike, and your muscles won't get the fuel they need to stay strong. To protect your health, become a sugar detective. Don't just trust the big words on the front of the box. Look at the nutrition facts. Count how many grams of added sugar are in one serving, and then consider how much you're really pouring into your bowl. Many people eat double the suggested serving without realizing it. Remember, your breakfast should build you up, not break you down. A little awareness goes a long way. If Clarence can make the switch and feel better in just a few weeks, so can you. Your body deserves real nourishment, not sugar disguised as something smart. In the next part, we'll go deeper into what happens inside your body after eating these cereals and how they can silently spike your blood sugar and sap your strength before the day even begins. Number 3, how these cereals spike your blood sugar and drain your energy. Mr. Howard, a 79-year-old retired bus driver from New Jersey, prided himself on being organized. He liked things simple: same breakfast, same coffee mug, same routine. For the past 10 years, his morning ritual was a bowl of low-fat Raisin Bran cereal, a banana, and black coffee. He figured he was doing well. No bacon, no fried eggs, no buttered toast, just cereal and fruit. It felt clean and heart-healthy. But lately, Howard had been feeling more sluggish than usual. He'd get a burst of energy around 8 a.m., but by 10:30 he was nodding off in his recliner. Sometimes he felt shaky and had to grab a quick snack. At first, he thought it was just a normal part of aging. But when he mentioned these dips in energy to his doctor, she suggested looking at the timing and the content of his breakfast. What many seniors don't realize is that even cereals labeled as healthy can wreak havoc on your blood sugar, especially when eaten alone and first thing in the morning. Many of these cereals, including low-fat and high-fiber options, are made from refined grains and added sugars that digest very quickly. That means as soon as you eat them, your body turns them into glucose, sugar in your bloodstream, within minutes. Your blood sugar spikes rapidly, giving you a short-lived burst of energy. But then, your body releases insulin, the hormone responsible for moving sugar out of the blood and into cells. When the spike is too high, insulin comes in fast and hard, which often results in a sharp drop. The dreaded crash. For seniors like Howard, this crash isn't just inconvenient. It can cause fatigue, dizziness, shakiness, blurred vision, and irritability, all symptoms of blood sugar instability. Worse, when this cycle happens day after day, the body starts to lose sensitivity to insulin, a condition called insulin resistance, which is the first step toward type 2 diabetes. And here's the twist. Many people who eat these cereals don't even realize it's happening because the symptoms, feeling sleepy mid-morning, needing a nap, craving sugar later in the day, feel so normal they're mistaken for just getting old. Howard's doctor helped him track his morning blood sugar using a simple monitor. What they discovered shocked him. His sugar levels spiked to nearly 180 milligrams per deciliter within 30 minutes of eating cereal, then dropped below 90 an hour later, a roller coaster that explained his crashes. "I thought cereal was the safe choice," he said. "I had no idea it was doing that to me." With his doctor's guidance, Howard started swapping his cereal for a more balanced meal. Sometimes a hard-boiled egg with oatmeal and nuts, or a protein smoothie with flaxseed and berries. He still had his banana, just not alone with sugar-heavy cereal. After a few weeks, Howard reported back. No more mid-morning crashes, no more confusion or lightheadedness. He felt more stable, more alert, and even started walking longer distances in the afternoon without feeling drained. He didn't miss the cereal because he finally felt like himself again. The takeaway is simple. When you start your day with sugar-heavy cereals, you're giving your body a blast of energy without the tools to sustain it. Your muscles don't get the protein they need, your brain gets overwhelmed by the sugar spike, and your energy drops faster than it rises. Add age-related changes like slower digestion, decreased insulin sensitivity, and reduced muscle mass, and that sugary breakfast becomes a silent saboteur. Instead, aim for a balanced breakfast that includes protein, fiber, and healthy fats. These slow down digestion, keep blood sugar steady, and provide lasting energy. You don't need to overhaul everything at once. Even swapping cereal for a slice of whole grain toast with peanut butter or Greek yogurt with nuts can create a huge improvement. Your body deserves a better start to the day, one that doesn't take away your strength but helps you build it. You may not feel the effects of a cereal crash in the first week or even the first month, but over time, the damage accumulates, and so does the fatigue, the frailty, the weakness. You deserve better than that. In the next section, we'll uncover something even more concerning: how these cereals not only sap your energy, but may also contribute to losing muscle, the very thing that keeps you steady, mobile, and independent. Number 4, the muscle loss link. No one talks about Mrs. Evelyn, an 80-year-old retired piano teacher from Oregon. Always thought she was doing the right thing when it came to her diet. She avoided red meat, cut down on fats, and stuck to a light breakfast of low-fat cereal with almond milk every morning. It was a routine that felt healthy, simple, and easy. But over the past year, Evelyn noticed something she hadn't expected. Her legs felt weaker, her arms thinner, and standing up from her favorite armchair took more effort than ever. She hadn't changed her activity level much, but her strength was fading. "I thought I was just getting old," she told her doctor during a wellness visit. But when her doctor asked about her diet and saw how little protein she was consuming, especially in the morning, the answer became clear. Evelyn was losing muscle, not just from age, but from the way she started her day. Most people, especially seniors, aren't told that muscle loss after 60 is not just inevitable, it's preventable. The condition is called sarcopenia, and it refers to the age-related decline in muscle mass, strength, and function. While some loss is normal, the rate and severity of that loss can be influenced by lifestyle, especially diet. And one of the most overlooked contributors to muscle loss, a breakfast lacking in protein, like a bowl of sugary, low-fat cereal. When you eat a breakfast that's high in carbohydrates and low in protein, your body gets a quick shot of energy but no raw materials to repair and maintain muscle tissue. Protein is essential for muscle protein synthesis, the body's natural process of building and repairing muscles. After age 60, your body becomes less efficient at this process, which means you need more protein, not less, to maintain the same level of strength. When you skip protein in the morning and instead consume refined carbs and sugar, you're not just missing an opportunity to fuel your muscles. You're starting your day in a way that can accelerate muscle breakdown. Evelyn's breakfast, like many seniors, was giving her calories but not support. Her cereal contained less than 3 grams of protein, and her almond milk added little more. She often didn't eat again until lunch, and by then, her muscles had already gone several hours without the nutrients they needed. Over time, this contributed to a noticeable decline in strength and endurance. Once she understood what was happening, Evelyn made some changes. She began adding a boiled egg or a scoop of protein powder to her breakfast routine. She started eating Greek yogurt with seeds and berries or scrambled eggs with sautéed spinach. At first, it felt strange to shift away from cereal, but within 2 months, she felt steadier on her feet and even resumed light yoga at the senior center, something she'd stopped months ago because her legs felt too weak. The lesson is powerful. Your muscles need fuel first thing in the day, and cereal alone isn't enough. Most low-fat cereals are high in carbs and sugar, but low in protein, fiber, and essential nutrients. They digest quickly, spike blood sugar, and do little to support muscle repair or strength. For older adults, that means a daily missed opportunity to protect one of the most vital systems in your body, your muscles. Without strong muscles, everyday tasks become harder. Balance suffers, risk of falls increases, and independence slowly slips away. But this decline is not a guarantee. It's something you can push back against with simple choices. One of the most important is what you eat in the morning. Think of breakfast as your body's first construction crew of the day. If you send them in without tools, no protein, no nutrients, the work doesn't get done. But if you give them what they need, they can build and strengthen what's already there. So take a moment to think about your mornings. Are you giving your muscles what they need to start strong? Or are you unknowingly skipping the very nutrients that keep you steady and strong? In the next section, we'll pull back the curtain on how marketing and packaging of healthy cereals often mislead well-meaning seniors, and what tricks to watch out for when shopping. Number 5. Marketing tricks that fool older adults. Mr. Carl, a thoughtful and independent 82-year-old from Ohio, had always been the one to do the grocery shopping in his household. Even after his wife passed, he kept up the habit, always pushing his cart slowly and reading the labels with great care. Over time, he learned to look for terms like low cholesterol, low fat, and heart healthy. That's how he ended up filling his pantry with boxes of cereal that proudly claimed to be good for your heart, made with whole grains, or part of a balanced breakfast. He truly believed he was doing right by his body, and who could blame him? The packaging looked wholesome, the colors were soft and calming, and they even had pictures of seniors walking on the beach or smiling with their grandchildren. It felt trustworthy, but despite these choices, Carl had been feeling more tired, a little foggy, and less steady on his feet. It wasn't until his granddaughter, a nutrition student, came to visit that he began to question what was really in those boxes. "Grandpa," she said gently, "these cereals are mostly sugar with fancy words." Many seniors like Carl fall into the same trap. Clever marketing designed to target older adults. Food companies know that people over 60 care deeply about their health, so they use buzzwords that create a sense of safety and trust. Words like light, natural, made with whole grains, or supports heart health are printed in bold on the front of the box, while the truth, added sugars, refined grains, and ultra-low protein, is hidden in the small print on the back. One of the most misleading claims is made with whole grains. It sounds like a promise of nutrition, but legally, even a tiny sprinkle of whole grain flour qualifies for that label, even if 90% of the product is still made from processed white flour. Another tricky label is low fat. While it might seem like a healthy choice, it often means the product is missing healthy fats and has added sugars or starches to keep the flavor from tasting flat. These swaps don't make food healthier, they just make it sweeter and cheaper to produce. And then there's the heart-healthy claim. Many cereals use this language because they meet certain government guidelines for saturated fat or cholesterol. But those guidelines don't consider sugar content, chemical preservatives, or how the food affects muscle health, all of which matter greatly for seniors. In short, the cereal might be okay for your cholesterol numbers, but terrible for your energy, blood sugar, or strength. Carl was shocked. "They really made it look like it was made for people like me," he said. And that's exactly the problem. The marketing is targeted and it's effective. These companies use comforting colors, familiar phrases, and even images of seniors doing yoga or riding bikes to suggest health and vitality. But the ingredient list tells a different story. Corn syrup, sugar, processed grains, synthetic vitamins, and barely any real nutrition. With his granddaughter's help, Carl started learning how to read labels more critically. He stopped looking at the front of the box and started looking at the back. Specifically, the first 5 ingredients, the total sugar, and the amount of protein per serving. He was amazed at how many cereals had sugar listed as the second ingredient, and how many had less than 2 grams of protein. He tossed those boxes and started buying plain oats, low-sugar granola with seeds and nuts, and even started eating eggs a few times a week. The change in his energy was noticeable. "I still shop by myself," he said with a grin, "but now I shop smarter." So what can we learn from Carl's story? Marketing is powerful, But knowledge is more powerful. Food companies are in the business of selling products, not protecting your health. They will use every word, image, and color to earn your trust. But as a smart consumer, especially as a senior, you have the power to see through the spin. Don't be fooled by health halos. Flip the box over. Read the label. Ask, how much sugar is in this? Is there any protein? Is this food truly going to support my strength and energy? Or is it just a promise in bold letters? In the next section, we'll meet real seniors who took this knowledge and put it into action and saw real improvements in their energy, strength, and well-being after walking away from these so-called healthy cereals. Number 6, real seniors who gave up low-fat cereal and got stronger. Mrs. Betty from Wisconsin was 77 when she started noticing her mornings weren't what they used to be. A former seamstress and mother of 4, she was used to being up early, sewing, tidying the kitchen, or walking to the corner store. But lately she found herself moving slower, sitting more, and feeling tired by 10 a.m. She didn't understand it. She wasn't sick, and her blood pressure was stable. Every morning she had the same breakfast she'd relied on for years. A bowl of light cereal with skim milk and a sliced banana. It felt clean and easy, and it was what she believed was right for her age. But when her daughter, a physical therapist, came to stay for a week, she raised a gentle concern. "Mom, your breakfast is mostly sugar and starch. There's no protein." Betty was surprised. "But it says heart healthy," she replied. That afternoon, they sat together at the kitchen table and read the label. Her healthy cereal had 14 grams of sugar and only 2 grams of protein per serving. Suddenly, things started to make sense. Betty agreed to try something new, just for a week. Instead of cereal, her daughter made her a simple breakfast. 1 hard-boiled egg, a slice of whole grain toast with avocado, and half a grapefruit. The next morning, Betty felt fuller longer. By midweek, she noticed she hadn't needed a nap before lunch. After 7 days, she felt sharper, steadier, and even had the energy to walk a few extra blocks in the neighborhood. She didn't feel bloated or jittery. "I thought I would miss my cereal," she admitted, "but I think I'm starting to like how strong I feel more than how sweet it tastes." Then there was Mr. Darrell, age 81, from Texas, who had always believed in keeping breakfast simple. He was a cereal man, raisin bran or oat clusters with skim milk. He thought skipping bacon and eggs was a healthier choice. But over time, he'd lost significant weight and muscle mass in his arms and legs, even though he wasn't trying to. His grip was weaker, and walking from the living room to the mailbox left him winded. During a nutrition workshop at his local senior center, the presenter explained how low-fat cereals are often missing the nutrients older adults need, especially protein and healthy fats that support muscle maintenance. That was Daryl's light bulb moment. "I was trying to do the healthy thing, but I was losing strength," he said. Daryl began a new routine: eggs scrambled with spinach, or cottage cheese with blueberries and almonds. He even began making a smoothie every other day with unsweetened yogurt, frozen fruit, and a scoop of protein powder his grandson helped him pick out. Within 3 weeks, his physical therapist noticed better endurance and balance. More importantly, Daryl said he felt like I had gas in the tank again. He no longer crashed before noon, and he even began light strength training twice a week. "I haven't felt this steady in a long time," he said proudly. Stories like Betty's and Daryl's are not rare. They're reminders that it's never too late to make a change. Seniors across the country are discovering that by moving away from heavily marketed, low-fat, sugary cereals and toward real, balanced foods, they can actually feel better, move easier, and reclaim energy they thought was lost forever. What's most inspiring is how small the changes really are. No one asked Betty to stop eating everything she loved. No one told Daryl to become a bodybuilder. They simply swapped out a sugary, nutrient-poor breakfast for one with real protein, healthy fats, and fiber. The results came quickly, not just in numbers on a chart, but in how they felt every day. So if you're sitting there wondering whether your cereal habit might be holding you back, take heart. You don't have to overhaul your whole life. Start with one morning. Choose something that feeds your body instead of just filling it. You may be surprised how quickly your strength and your confidence begin to return. In the next section, we'll explore simple, affordable, and delicious better breakfast options that are perfect for seniors who want to protect their muscles, balance their blood sugar, and enjoy food that truly supports their health. Number 7. Better breakfast options for seniors. Mrs. Lillian, an 84-year-old from Vermont, used to believe breakfast had to be quick and sweet. After her husband passed, she didn't feel like cooking much, so she stuck with what was easy: a bowl of cereal, a splash of almond milk, and a slice of toast. It was comforting, and it made her feel like she was at least eating something. But over time, Lillian noticed she was feeling more tired in the mornings and often had trouble concentrating when she worked on her crossword puzzles, something she used to breeze through. Her daughter, a nurse, asked one day, "Mom, what do you usually eat for breakfast?" When Lillian told her, the concern was immediate. "Mom, that's mostly sugar and refined carbs. Your brain and muscles need more than that." This moment led Lillian to rethink what breakfast should actually do. Not just fill her stomach, but fuel her mind and body. With her daughter's help, she began trying out new breakfast options that were still simple, but far more nourishing. The results were almost immediate. She felt more focused, more balanced when walking, and had the energy to go out to the garden without needing a break. "I didn't know breakfast could make that much difference," she said with a warm laugh. So what does a better breakfast actually look like for someone over 60? The good news is, it doesn't have to be fancy or time-consuming. The best breakfast for seniors combine protein, fiber, and healthy fats, the 3 pillars that support muscle strength, brain clarity, and stable blood sugar throughout the day. One great option is scrambled eggs with vegetables like spinach, onions, or bell peppers. Eggs are a complete source of protein and contain choline, a nutrient essential for brain health. If you don't want to cook every morning, you can prep hard-boiled eggs in advance and eat them with a slice of whole grain toast and a bit of avocado. This provides healthy fats and fiber, which help keep you full and energized for hours. Another excellent choice is Greek yogurt with nuts and berries. Greek yogurt has double the protein of regular yogurt and contains probiotics, which support gut health, something especially important for seniors. Add in a handful of almonds or walnuts and a few fresh berries, and you've got a delicious breakfast that supports both muscles and memory. If you prefer a warm and comforting meal, old-fashioned oatmeal cooked with milk or a milk alternative is a great base. Stir in a spoonful of peanut butter or flax seeds for healthy fat and protein, and top with banana slices or blueberries for natural sweetness. Oats provide slow-releasing energy and are easy on digestion, making them perfect for older adults. For those who like something drinkable, protein smoothies are a fast, nutrient-rich way to start the day. A basic recipe might include a scoop of protein powder, a half cup of frozen fruit, unsweetened almond milk, and a tablespoon of chia or flax seeds. Blend it up, and you've got a breakfast that supports muscles, bones, and energy in one easy glass. Lillian's personal favorite became cottage cheese with pineapple chunks and a few pecans on the side. It was quick, required no cooking, and gave her the protein and flavor she was looking for. "I feel like I'm finally giving my body what it needs," she said one morning, "and my body is thanking me for it." The key to a better breakfast isn't perfection, it's balance. Look for meals that give you 15 to 25 grams of protein, some healthy fat, and slow-burning carbs. Avoid the sugary cereals and white bread. Don't fall for low-fat marketing. Instead, listen to your body. When you fuel it well, it performs better. Your muscles stay stronger, your balance improves, and even your memory feels sharper. And remember, breakfast doesn't have to be big. It just has to be meaningful. A few thoughtful choices in the morning can change how you feel the rest of the day. Conclusion. So what have we learned today? That colorful box on your breakfast table might look innocent, even healthy, but it could be silently draining your energy, weakening your muscles, and setting you up for long-term health problems. The truth is, many so-called low-fat cereals are filled with sugar, processed grains, and marketing tricks that confuse even the most well-meaning shoppers. especially older adults who are trying their best to make good choices. But here's the hopeful part. Once you know the truth, you can take control. You don't need to be a nutrition expert or a chef to eat better. You just need to understand what your body really needs. After 60, your muscles, your brain, and your energy all depend on how you fuel your day, starting with breakfast. And breakfast should be more than a habit. It should be a form of care, a gift you give your body every single morning. So let this be your reminder. You are not too old to get stronger. You are not too far gone to make a change. And it's not too late to swap out that sugar-loaded cereal for something real, something with protein, fiber, and nutrients that truly support your health. Whether it's a boiled egg, a bowl of oats, or a smoothie packed with goodness, your body will feel the difference, and so will your confidence. Take one small step tomorrow morning. Choose something that builds you up. You'll be amazed at how that one decision, made first thing in the day, can change everything. Thank you so much for spending your time with me today. I hope this video has opened your eyes, encouraged your heart, and reminded you that your health is still in your hands. One bite, one bowl, one breakfast at a time. We really appreciate you spending time with us today. If you found this video helpful, please don't forget to give it a like and hit that subscribe button. It's a simple way to support our work, and it helps more people discover the tips they need to live healthier, happier lives. And if you want to stay up to date, just click the notification bell so you won't miss any of our future videos. See you again soon.